Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 Round Robin. Today's matchup, Runaway, Team Kongdoo Panthera.
And welcome back to the Intel Overwatch Apex Season 1 with Doa and Monte Cristo. Thanks for joining us, guys. We're about to see our second best of 5 of the day, and the final best of 5 in the group stage is going to be Runaway versus Kongdoo Panthera. And yeah, the last best of 5. But depending on how this one goes, we could go into some pretty crazy tiebreakers.
That's right. Let's discuss that situation, Noah. We talked about it at the beginning of the broadcast, but Group D does have one insane result. Now, the not insane results are as follows. Kongdoo Panthera wins, and Reunited is first in this group. Luxury Watch Blue is second.
Right.
Runaway wins 3-1 or 3-0. Runaway is first in this group, and Reunited is second. And in the weird one, Runaway wins 3-2, earns 4 points, ties with 10 points with Luxury Watch Blue and Reunited. They have all beaten each other, so there is no head-to-head record, which means we are going to play round-robin best-of-3s until one team gets 2-0, one team gets 1-1. Those will be the teams that advance in first and second place.
Could get very
one team gets 0-2 in those best-of-3s. Yeah. And so if we keep tying, all teams get 1-1 in a best-of-3, we run another best-of-3 round-robin. So
it could go forever.
It could go forever.
Theoretically, this could be the rest of our lives.
Well, not our lives. So if that happens, if that 3-2 happens where Runaway wins, we will still do the group draw at some point tonight.
Yes.
We will stop casting at that point because there is only so much a man's voice can take.
We'll still be watching,
We will be watching.
So it could still be the rest of our lives.
It will still be broadcast. So the matches will still be broadcast, so you will be able to watch them. We will not be casting them, and then the group draw will happen immediately thereafter. So I hope that is clear.
I hope we don't have tiebreakers. That's what I hope.
I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
There is a certain level of excitement. I mean, Reunited is all here in the studio in case that happens right now. And this is the explanation.
Oh,
so
there you go. Well, you did a great job, Monte Cristo. We didn't even need this graphic, but just in case, there you are. As we said, the only way things get really crazy is if Runaway wins with a 3-2 victory. Then we've got the tiebreakers.
Yes, and it will be a very long night. Reunited will set up all their gear in the booth, and we will run into however many best-of-3s we need to solve that issue.
Yep, and right now, Luxury Watch Blue just really rooting for Kongdoo Panthera because a win from them is the only way that Luxury Watch Blue gets to the playoffs.
And that's going to be interesting. Let's talk about this matchup just a little bit because Runaway really burst onto the scene with Haksal, their amazing Genji player. They got that 3-0 off of Reunited right after they had made that roster swap with Onigod and after they had just arrived in Korea. They then took a long break until yesterday. And when we saw them play against LW Blue ran triple tank with Mei, right? With the Roadhog and the Mei, Zarya Roadhog, Reinhardt Mei, and that proved pretty darn effective at shutting down Haksal's Genji.
Yeah, and that's really going to be the key. I mean, you and I did the Overwatch World Cup, and Team Russia really in a lot of ways reminds me of Runaway in that they've got this great Genji player. For Russia, it was Shadowburn. For Runaway, it's Haksal, and the entire team kind of revolves around this guy. So if you can shut down the Genji, or in Russia's case, if you could shut down the Ana that was kind of enabling the Genji, that took you a long way in defeating that team. And now actually we've got the Nano Boost nerf too. Genji not going to be moving as fast with the Nano Boost, so that could actually have a big impact on this as well.
I mean, I think that's actually not really that big of a nerf to Genji because he was mostly dashing anyway, and that hasn't changed about him being Nano Boosted. The movement speed hurts him less than, say, McCree.
It makes you need to be a little bit more on point with your resets. You know, if you mess up your resets, it's much harder to recover without being able to move.
Let's be real. That wasn't Huxall's problem.
I don't think so. I don't think Huxall's going to have issues with it, but it's worth mentioning. It is a change that might impact it, so we will see. Either way, Kongdoo Panthera, a team that had honestly a lot of hype around them, but not the performance results to back it up in the season so far. But there's Team Runaway, of course, with Huxall, their superstar Genji. And yesterday they did play against Luxury Watch Blue, and they did lose 3-0 to Luxury Watch Blue. So it wasn't the greatest outing, but it wasn't a total stomp either.
I mean, they lost 3-1. They did win Lijiang Tower.
Oh, so, you're right, my bad.
Let's talk about Kongdoo Panthera because we haven't seen them in a while. Now, there was a lot of hype around Kongdoo Panthera because at the time of their debut, 3 of their players, Evermore, Rascal, and Butcher, were the top 3 players in skill rating on the ladder in the world. And Evermore, who is basically a 2-trick Roadhog and Zarya, he has played this entire competitive season basically exclusively on those 2 heroes. He has like 1 game on McCree and 1 game on Widowmaker, but for the most part, it's just about the Roadhog and the Zarya, and that's all he's played so far in this tournament. But he is a shocking 284-30. That is an 89% win rate on the ladder. That is nuts. How do you even get a 90% win rate in a team game, Noah? And we know he's not even queuing with his teammates because they were competing for that first slot, and they stopped queuing together because they were fighting for that #1 skill rating. His skill rating is 4726 right now.
I don't know, man. That is just some epic Roadhog play. That's all that there is to it.
So, but here's the thing. And Ilios has been fixed, apparently.
Ooh, okay.
So this will actually be the first time we see Ilios in this tournament.
All right.
Let's talk about Kongdoo Panthera, too, in terms of their compositions. Because you know what, Doa? You know what they've been playing more than anything else?
What?
Triple tank with Mei.
You're right.
So they sort of already were built to shut down Huxall and this team. Not to mention that their Roadhog player is maybe the best Roadhog player in the world.
Yeah, well, Luxury Watch Blue did say in an interview as well that they watched the World Cup and they felt like that gave them a blueprint on how to handle these Genji teams when they saw Russia get beat by the Team Korea team. So I would say that Kongdoo Panthera can look at that, draw the same conclusions, and we'll see if they can execute on it.
I'm excited. It's just like what we saw from Luxury Watch Blue is exactly the kind of play that Kongdoo Panthera likes to run. So you have to believe that even though Kongdoo Panthera, they've had their problems, Evermore has been overextending and getting picked off, but in terms of their hero specialties and their team comp, this is like the hard counter to Runaway. And come back to us for just a second, Farron.
Hey, what do you know?
Are you taking your clothes off, though?
One by one. What's going to be gone next? That's the question.
Strip Overwatch right here.
Maybe my shoes. Nobody would notice that.
I already have my shoes off.
I could take my pants off. No one would notice.
They are all off already, Doa.
That was supposed to be our secret. That was supposed to be our secret, Monte Cristo. You betrayed me. I can't believe it.
It's getting warm in here, so take off all your clothes.
It's like, who was it? Was that Nelly that told us to take off our clothes when it got warm?
When it gets hot in here, technically, but yes.
It's getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes.
Below the desk.
All clothes below the desk are already off. Secret's out.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Is it? I don't know. I'm not so sure. But
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. All right. Well, there we go. A vote of confidence. So, Runaway, it's all about the Genji, right? I mean, if Huxall can carry, they can probably win. It's kind of a binary thing, right? Either the Genji works or it doesn't. Kongdoo Panthera, we haven't seen them play in a long time. That means, yes, they've had a lot of time to practice. Runaway may not know quite what to expect, but we'll see.
We are going to see. I think they're going to do fine, Noah.
All right, well, maybe it is now finally time to get into the game. Ilios will be our first map. Runaway taking on Kongdoo Panthera. The fate of Group D rests in this best of 5. Let's see who takes the early lead. Get some momentum going. Let's go to Ilios.
I get it.
All right, welcome to Ilios, where the cruise ships have like wings. It's kind of like a catamaran cruise ship, sort of.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about building boats like that, Doa. Maybe,
Hey,
or hopefully it has it's a trimaran and it has one on the other side too.
Maybe. I mean, building giant cruise ships has never worked out poorly for anyone. So I'm pretty confident in it. I think it's always gone great. Yeah, as far as I know, you know. Well,
glaciers were never problems.
No, icebergs. I've never heard of that causing any issues. Should be okay. Ooh, and Runner may run that Zenyatta. That would be interesting. You know, we talked about maybe if we're going to see a little bit more Zenyatta. Zenyatta and the Ana quad on the Soldier 76. So we are seeing things a bit different here.
Yeah, Evermore going to be playing Zarya. That's what happens when he's not playing the Roadhog and Waka Waka. He moves over to Tracer or Reaper normally. So 2 players playing Pharah that we don't normally see. And they are
Pharah Wars. All right. Well, first kill goes on to Runner. Unfortunately, Zenyatta still not exactly the most durable hero in the game. Evermore getting that kill on the Zarya, of course. He doesn't run the Roadhog. He will be running the Zarya. And even though Kongdoo Panthera takes the point first, I like the swap from Haksal from Genji to Pharah. Right now, you know, with the jump jet boost, you can kind of move around in a similar way sometimes.
Yeah, the problem with Haksal was even though when they swapped to the Reaper, which was objectively a better pick yesterday.
Never mind.
Yeah, he's back onto the Genji.
All right. It's like nobody plays Genji in this game with me.
So the problem that we saw yesterday was that when Haksal was on Reaper, it was a better pick, but they still didn't improve their performance. So they went back to really relying on his Genji, but it wasn't an ideal pick for the composition.
Yeah.
And they lost. And Haksal is going to get picked off there by Waka Waka.
Yeah, Waka Waka really causing a lot of problems here for Runaway. They're not even getting close to the point right now. Kongdoo Panthera already pushing about 45%. And Ilios here, Ruins on Ilios is one of those points where you can control the spawns pretty well because there's basically just a lot of high ground you can take and then fire down to the corridors that the team that's attacking are going to be running through.
Now, there's also the problem that Kongdoo Panthera has not had to use any ultimates yet, and Runaway had to reset. They're going to try and get quad, though.
All right.
Attack Visor.
Pops the Visor, doesn't find any kills with it just yet, looking for a bit more. Nano Boost runs out, and he's going to go down. Waka Waka with the kill. It's hard to say. Haksal gets him, though. Yeah. So far, so good for Kongdoo Panthera.
Yeah, Evermore still making headway. He's getting back to the point right now, trying to fall back for defense, and here comes the Dragon Blade.
Yeah, pulling it up. Going after Evermore right now, trying to reflect as much as he can. Doesn't find the kills, though, that he was looking for. Meanwhile, the Graviton Surge used by Runaway. Going to try to come back onto the point here. There goes Ryder. And with Ryder out of the way, maybe Runaway can finally get some purchase onto the point here, but Waka Waka trying to push everyone back with the fire, and he's doing a pretty good job of it.
Yeah, that point, not actually capped, and nobody's on it,
Yeah.
Doa.
Wow.
Nobody was even on it
Just
at
like
the
that.
end. What was that?
Just like that, man.
Yeah, the point was never captured. They got part of the circle filled up there. They got part of the cap. But, wow, okay. Well, Runaway's not going to be feeling too good about that one. Yeah, they were getting zoned out by the Pharah Rockets, but nobody there to prevent it from going 100% to 0 over to Kongdoo Panthera. And this is sort of what I thought was going to be happening today.
I mean, this is not a good sign for Runaway, where Haksal tried the far out, died once, and he was like, nope, back to the Genji.
Well, the problem is that it took so long to get that Dragon Blade up. Remember, you're punished harder now for swapping heroes because of the increased ult time, right?
It's true.
So if you swap like that, basically Kongdoo Panthera, they just sat on all of their ultimates, waited, had an ult advantage pretty continuously, and when the Dragon Blade came, it just didn't get enough damage down.
Yep. Well, Haksal on the Genji right off the bat here. They go after Bishop. There's the first kill. Now onto the Pharah. We'll see if they can take him out. Meanwhile, Butcher goes down. Kaiser getting a kill there. Trying to chase on Waka Waka on that Pharah. There's the kill. Now Kaiser gets another one. And this is the start that Runaway was hoping for.
Much stronger off the blocks this time. Mono be firing those right clicks, zoning them out. So now Kongdoo Panthera, they trying to stick to that composition that served them well on Ruins, but Bishop getting picked off immediately really hurts, and be slowly moving their way back onto the high ground and into the point. Haksal leaping around in the front lines with that reflect.
Rascal, though, trying to get his own damage done with the Genji. Gonna follow up. on his Winston, getting the back line. He's looking for the kill onto Shine, but Shine safe in that house. Haksal now turning around, trying to get the kill onto Bishop once again. And he chased that Mercy down, turning onto Waka Waka.
Nice
There's
reflect.
one reflect on the Rocket. Doesn't get a second one, but he does get the damage done. Oh, Bishop over the top there. Oh, going back in. That's a really dangerous move for Bishop on that Mercy. Barely stays alive. They kill Haksal. Ooh, that was risky. Rascal, though, gets 3 with his Dragon Blade. And Kongdoo Panthera looks like they're ready to hold that point for a bit.
Now, Bishop's positioning made me really nervous right there. He went from next to the Genji to next to the Winston to back next to the Genji again.
I don't
Remember
know how
that
he lived, man.
one of those changes for Mercy has been that it only takes 1 second for her to start regenning health right now, which is one of the major reasons why we're going to see her again, down from 3. A little bit of extra health may have been the difference there, part of that buff. Bishop's so paranoid. I'd be paranoid too if I was trying to. Ooh, another nice reflect and Waka Waka.
Oh, Nano Boost.
Has to get away.
Now they pop the sound barrier right away to try to stay safe, but here comes the Dragon Blade. Haksal gets 1. Ryder taken out. There goes Bishop. Full supports immediately. Haksal looking for a kill into Waka Waka. Doesn't find it though. Waka Waka gets 3 with that barrage.
The barrage Evermore set it up with the Zarya ultimate, and Haksal was running out at the end of the Dragon Blade right there. They hit the combo, get enough damage down. Haksal tried to stagger the Nano Boost with the Dragon Blade to overcome the shield there from the sound barrier, wait for it to tick down, and he was mostly successful, but the counter combo from Kongdoo Panthera deals more damage. Now Kongdoo has 3 ultimates available for themselves. They're going to be coming in strong in this next fight.
Yeah, Mono's got
but
the
Rascal dies
Graviton
immediately.
Surge. Make it tough to push. There's the Graviton Surge. They're only going to catch Kaiser in it looks like. Yeah, there's a kill. Or a kill for Kaiser rather, under Raider. Waka Waka takes out Haksal, and it's looking pretty good for Kongdoo Panthera here. They're going to hold this point.
Yeah, they did have the res available to get Rascal back in there. It was crucial that they had that, because that was actually
nice direct hits from Waka Waka.
Yeah, it was the res that was up that allowed him to get the Dragon Blade down. So fortunate right there. Barrage gonna go out. Nope, gotta look away, look away.
Look away, avert your eyes. The ninja's reflecting. Waka Waka does it properly though, and Kongdoo Panthera, no contest really, short overtime, but they're gonna take Ilios.
Yeah, first point, very nice, and they will pretty easily take Ilios, honestly. So that is more of what we would have expected from Kongdoo Panthera based on the caliber, of the individual skill of their players. Waka Waka's been showing up big though on that Pharah so far.
Yeah, no kidding. Looking good so far.
I do really feel bad for Bishop that he has to play Genji, Haksal Genji evasion. He's had some close brushes with death.
Well, it's either that or it's like the Zenyatta. You know, I mean, the
no.
Ana keeps you safe against the Genji if you can land that sleep dart, but it's a tough life for supports right now in the game. Genji already made it tough. Now you got to worry about D.Va getting back there sometime. Random right click from Soldier 76, ending your day. Poor supports.
Again, it's just when we look at Runaway, they haven't been able to find an effective strategy that isn't running Haksal on Genji, and it's either try and prop yourself up with his mastery of that hero, or try and play something that's better for the competition, but he's just not quite as dominant on. And either way, in the last couple of days, it hasn't been working out for Runaway.
Hey, it's going to be Hollywood next. All right, shaking things up a little bit. We see a lot of King's Row, but we don't see a lot of Hollywood. But this is a good Genji map, so I'm not too surprised to see it. Better Genji map than King's Row is generally.
I think we're going to see the Roadhog here from Evermore. I think they're going to bust it out. I think the triple tank Roadhog may. This is where it comes out on defense.
I agree. I think you're absolutely right. See if Waka Waka keeps running that Pharah. Not a bad map for it, maybe defensively. Hard to run it on attack, but they've got other options, of course. Sombra even available. Who knows? Let's go to Hollywood and see if Runaway can tie things up, or if Kongdoo Panthera will take the 2-0 and put themselves one game away from a win.
get it.
Welcome to Hollywood. And I've got a tip for all the pro gamers out there as a caster.
What
Do
is
yourself
that?
a favor and don't name yourself something like Waka Waka, because it's a pain for us to say.
No, you
and
can't
you
tell
sound
them that,
dumb too. You
because-
sound silly, man.
Don't tell them that, Noah, because you know that,
Ooh.
as we see Sombra
Hey.
here from Rascal, you know that they love to troll us. There are those trollish personalities of the pro players out there. They will do it just intentionally to mess with us.
It's okay. Then we'll just purposely mispronounce it all the time.
Waka Waka?
Wika. I think Rascal's actually going to go back
Yeah,
and
he's
swap
gonna
over.
swap
Yeah,
over.
just messing with Runaway here.
Yeah, shows the Sombra.
I
A
think-
little bit of troll, throws that locator over. And
I think
then
it's going to be 76.
sprints his way back in.
Yeah,
You are
there we
correct.
go. Yeah,
So we'll be triple take, not with the May, but with the 76 this time.
I think that's a perfectly fine adaptation. Back to the point nice and fast.
Zenyatta for runner yet again. That will be quite powerful in combination with the Reaper when they're up against Evermore's Roadhog. Easy to burst down.
I think Zenyatta's a great pushing support as you move into points like this on Hollywood. As long as he can stay alive, he can keep people healed up pretty quick and do a lot of damage. His healing for second was buffed a while ago, and that made a big difference, I think.
Yes, Soldier 76 for his high ground taken now by Runaway.
Yeah.
Sprinting up to the top, and Kaiser to be playing defense. Just have to be careful when he's that close to the Roadhog about getting that shield grill. You can see, wow, there's the Discord Orb already onto him, and there's Evermore going down.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's so tough to deny this. The Reinhardt shield drops so fast when you've got a soldier focusing it. And they're gonna keep pushing in here. Going to Panthera, losing 3 already. Butcher finally going down. Quad gets a couple kills, and yeah, that's Soldier 76. Not doing too bad at all.
Yeah,
Looks like they'll take first point.
Yeah, I think this is a good read from Runaway against what they know Kongdoo Panthera likes to do. They correctly called that the Roadhog was going to be coming out. They had so much ability to just burst him down with the Soldier and with the Reaper in conjunction with Zenyatta. And that means very quick first cap. 5 minutes now through the streets phase here.
Yep, and that's where we're going to see Haksal swap over to that Genji. Not a big surprise there. This is a good phase for him to run that on. Still have Quad on the 76, of course, and he's got the ultimate available.
Yeah, 2 swaps coming in, Winston as well. So really trying to control the high ground here, switch it up, keep Kongdoo Panthera on their toes. Rascal is going to be on the McCree now, and Quad going to get nano boosted.
Yeah, going to go and pop the ult, goes in with the nano boost, looking for a few more, gets 1, gets 2, gets 3 now. Looking for a 4th, and this is what can happen with 76, man. Sometimes you can just wreck people with that ultimate. Nano boost helps out. Oh, but the flashbang. Rascal gets a bit of revenge, and he's got 2, maybe even getting a 3rd here. He's very low, though. Has to watch out. Yeah, Mono takes him down.
That's one of those times.
Oh, nice hook from Evermore.
It's one of those times with Kongdoo Panthera where you do scratch your head a little bit. They love to take these aim battles and these little duels, but it's not always the best idea. Fortunately, Butcher did have a position on the payload and they have pushed them back, but overextensions and overcommitment to duels have been a major team coordination problem for Kongdoo Panthera in their run so far.
I mean, these guys are almost hits a hook. These guys are a lot of solo queue heroes here, so you get that into that groove where you go for those individual plays.
Whoa! The knock-up from the Reinhardt.
It's like a clay pigeon launcher there, man.
A charge is launching one in the air. Rascal turns the corner with the Deadeye and picks him out mid-flight.
Yeah,
That was
Butcher
fun,
popping him up and Rascal taking him down. Duck hunt.
That's right, you set
In
him up
Overwatch.
and knock him down, Noah.
That's right.
Only a couple of ults used there, Earth Shatter into the Deadeye, so Kongdoo Panthera looking solid with their ult economy, and they'll be able to hold this most likely for a little bit longer. Be waiting on Shine to get that nano boost. Haksal getting zapped.
Yeah, getting very, very low already. They need to be careful here. Waka Waka pulled into the Graviton Surge. Nano boost goes on to Evermore. He's going to pop the whole hog and try to push Runaway back here. It's working well so far. Oh, but he does get taken down.
And Transcendence came in right at the perfect time.
Oh,
They
yeah.
CC'd him at first, so he was a little delayed on the whole hog. And then Transcendence making sure that the whole hog plus nano boost damage wouldn't be taking anybody out. Nicely played by Runaway. And Kongdoo Panthera commits in a huge way using 4 ultimates. on that engage.
Yep. All right, back visor. Popped by Quad. He's gonna get the nano boost as well to try to burn his way through some of those tanks there. Gets one. Kaiser gets a couple himself. There's a kill on the Rascal. And it's a good push for Runaway. They're gonna take point B.
Runner has been great about using these Discord orbs.
Yeah,
The target selection, wonderful from him. Watch where the Discord orb goes throughout this fight. They calling targets efficiently right here. Quad gets the flank in and then comes back around and picks up another Discord orb target.
Yeah. Well, Zenyatta can certainly help you shred tanks with that. That's for sure.
They got a long time, 3.5 minutes. Push through studio.
You know what I've always wondered? Where are the thrusters located that keep Zenyatta floating? That's I think the question that needs to be answered at some point.
He floats through the power of enlightenment.
Yeah, we'll just assume that. Kaiser backing away. And they're still on the payload. Hoxall with the reflect there. Evermore takes a deep breath of health, but it's not enough. Quad gets two again. Rascal responding with the Deadeye. Takes down Shine. Annoying to lose that Ana. And Runaway's gonna have to back off for the moment. No, here comes the Transcendence Runner trying to keep everybody that's alive still alive. Hoxall, meanwhile, low. Doesn't survive. Kaiser with 3 kills there. And they're gonna keep pushing. Kongdoo Panthera having a really hard time on defense this time.
The Runner has really been the MVP, Noah.
Oh, they are gonna cruise to a 3-point lead here. Oh, Butcher gets on there just in case, or just in time rather. Primal Rage used, he went way up in the air. And Kongdoo Panthera, are they actually gonna hold here? I don't know, nope. Kaiser gets on the payload, and that's that. 3 points for Runaway.
Yeah, Ryder just a hair off, and about half a meter left on that point. Does push through. Pretty good time there, 2.5 minutes remaining.
You know, I gotta say, for me, it was Quad and Runner that really made the difference in that game.
Great transcendences, good reactions to the ultimates coming in from his opponent, but Kongdoo Panthera getting quite confused there in some of their attacks, getting picked off again early. See Evermore sometimes exposing himself to a little bit too much threat in the front line, and one of the first to fall in nearly every engagement.
Yeah, I mean, they looked like a solo queue team in that defense. Everybody was kind of doing their own thing. There wasn't really a lot of cohesion. And now Kongdoo Panthera has to get that Omnic producer or director, whatever he is, all the way to the VIP parking spot. It's a very important mission on Hollywood.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to have my trailer there. It's not very picturesque, though. Just encased on all 4 sides. Rather boring, rather bland.
Do Omnics require beauty though?
Why does an Omnic need a luxury trailer anyway?
I don't know.
What are they doing there?
Oil baths?
Yeah, take oil baths?
Yeah.
That must be it.
C-3PO love those, so I guess, you know, maybe Zenyatta, the rest of the Omnics love it too.
Hoxall going to be coming in on the May. He's really been mixing it up. So much of his play has been Genji and Reaper. Now we're seeing more Pharah, more May from him.
Yep.
Runner sticking with the Zenyatta. I don't think we're going to see the Roadhog again, Evermore. Going back to his alternate hero pick of Zarya. And that will open up Waka Waka to probably play Pharah, yes. Pharah on attack here, I really like. You can peek over security with low risk, even against hit scan heroes, because you can drop so quickly back under cover. Gives you a lot of good information and quick little attacks.
The Runner running the Zenyatta on defense now. Butcher takes about half his health and damage as he walks in. Gets the heal for Bishop. Ooh, Waka Waka. Ooh, that's a real problem.
Gets hit by the biotic grenade, but health back already there. So long flank, they're not going for the high ground this time. And everybody on top of Cafe right now. That is very dangerous to get back grouped up against this Pharah.
Yeah, you do not want to be all clumped with the fire rockets coming in. Waka Waka pushes him back, and Kongdoo Panthera with a very fast point A take.
Well, you get clumped up like that, and the diving combination. Notice they didn't have a Reaper, so the Winston under a lot less threat. Yep. And Runaway going to make some quick swaps. Hoxall onto the Genji, and they keep.
Whoa! Waka Waka!
Wow! Takes out the Ana. That is huge. Right at the start of that, the nano boost is going to be so late. He does get punished for that by Hoxall, though. But the push is going to be coming in nice and fast here for Kongdoo Panthera.
I think this guy his whole plan was to get us to yell Waka Waka together at the same time. Well, good job, man. He succeeded. That's out there. Runaway. Backing off as the push begins from Kongdoo Panthera. Oxall swapped over to that Genji. Meanwhile, Rascal pulls out the Dragon Blade, looks for the kill on the runner. Oh! It's taken down though. Waka Waka still going strong on that Pharah though. And the zoning from this Pharah has been so good.
Quad actually going to fall there during his tack visor. They pick him up instantly after he activates his ultimate. This is going to be a really good push for Kongdoo Panthera.
Well, they are gaining ground very, very rapidly. And if they can complete, they're going to have a really nice time bank.
Yeah, Bishop had to use his res, but good timing on that ability means that they basically had no resistance so far this map.
Evermore's almost got the Tobelstein up and ready to go. He's got it now. And will he use it? Yeah, there it is. Getting the backlines now. And Waka Waka set up for the barrage. Doesn't need it though. Turns around. Meanwhile, Oxall trying to make a difference here. The Nano Boost was used onto Kaiser. Oxall pulling out the Dragon Blade, trying to push back Kongdoo Panthera against two. Evermore and Bishop going down.
Barely defending him, and Rascal.
Looks like he ran through him to death.
All Genjis double jumping up the side of the building there. One of them falls down, one of them manages to get back on top. Nobody with any ultimates. You really see that that ultimate change has been pretty major. A lot more zero ult pushes so far today than we have seen previously. Quad does have to be a bit careful. Support ults up for Kongdoo Panthera. Should be an easy push to go through for them.
Yeah, Runaway's got that Transcendence. He's going to use it immediately. Rascal backing away. Looks for the kill on the Shine. Goes for the Dragon Blade. Trying to find it. Shine does go down. Now going after Runner. He's going to take out both supports. Takes Quad along with him as well. And Rascal really setting up Kongdoo Panthera here to maybe finish this one off. They've lost a couple, but not enough.
And that they saved the res too. They only committed the sound barrier right there, as well as the Dragon Blade. So one defensive support ultimate going to be available for them. Kaiser dies late in that fight. And Waka Waka gonna be done with the Pharah now for this last point. A bit hard to use her in the studio given the limited space for maneuverability. Heads over to the McCree, and also an answer, I think, to Oxall. Coming in with that Genji, at least he is going to have the flashbang to try and stop him up if he makes an attempt to get into the back lines.
It does get tricky too for Bishop now on Mercy to move through this area. It's hard to stay in a safe spot. We're going to see him hiding behind a lot of corners.
I think he'd be swapped already if he didn't have his ult.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll see if he swaps after the ultimate gets used. Might have an opportunity here. Graviton Surge coming in for Runaway, but no big follow-up. Bishop looking for it, waiting. Maybe he'll have two reses here. Evermore staying alive. Yeah, I think that's the time to use it. Bring him back up again. Gets the heal just in time. On to Butcher. Meanwhile, Quad getting the nano boost on that Soldier 76, trying to break through, but he can't get anything done. Waka Waka with a kill there, and Shine trapped in this Graviton field. There's Rascal with one kill. He's got the Dragon Blade too. Oh, gets hit with the Sleep Dart though. Still looking good for Kongdoo Panthera. They've got the sound barrier now, and that payload is moving. Runner, the last one standing, but that Zenyatta not going to last too long. And that looks like it's going to be about it, unless maybe he can get there with the ice block. He barely does.
Yeah, no wall, though, to come back up. He's going to die very quickly.
Yep,
that's going to be the push. Oh, not the
Shine.
Desperation Diva.
Yep, Desperation Diva has more health now, and that means that everybody from Runaway is going to get back on the point. We'll see if they can push back. Shine does get the kill onto Waka Waka. Rascal, though, getting one in return. Gets a few, and this Genji play has been great from this guy in this round. Awesome attack round for Rascal on this Genji. He's going to get 4 to close it all out. The ice block is back. It's so annoying to deal with this Mei. There's the wall. Doesn't matter. Sure, just take the wall with you, man. That's 3 points, and I believe that Kongdoo Panthera did finish that one a bit quicker.
Yeah, I didn't see it right at the end there. It looked like it was about 3:20, I think. So
something like that, yeah.
They're going to be working, I think, with about a minute more when we go back to Runaway on offense for a renewed push. And both of these teams conceded point A quite quickly.
Yeah.
Needs to be a bit better defense from both sides and that adaptation. So are we going to see the Zenyatta again? I think that the Roadhog is probably done on defense for Kongdoo Panthera, and I am wrong.
Could be. You're wrong.
I am definitely wrong.
How's it feel to be so wrong?
Feels bad. But no Reaper yet from Runaway. However, they still do have quite a bit of damage to put down onto the fat model of Evermore.
Yeah. Oh, Runner sticking with the Zenyatta. And, you know, I don't think it's done too poorly. I don't think it was his fault that Kongdoo Panthera was able to run them over quite so fast.
18 seconds is the advantage in the end.
Yeah.
Pretty comparable times. And it'll be huge here for Kongdoo if they can full hold on this. With the 25% increased ult timers, this is another one of those moments where it's possible that you only get one of those ults in 2.5 minutes remaining.
Yep. Runaway going for a little bit of early damage with that biotic grenade and a little bit of firing. Or rather, Kongdoo Panthera was anyway. Now Runaway on the attack, sending the Soldier 76 up.
They're going for
the high ground.
Yeah, same high ground push that we saw from them last time.
Yep.
Evermore going to fall back down onto the point right now. Poke coming in early. Kaiser walks forward.
Ready to disrupt, gets caught a little bit on the edge of the awning, and he's not going to be able to get back onto the supports like he wanted to. Biotic grenade is going to force him back. Not going to be able to get the heals he's looking for. Rascal on the McCree, having to take a little bit of a defensive stance. Looks for Mono, but can't find the kill.
Yeah, they tried to push onto the top of Cafe.
Oh, nice hook. Oh, thought that was going to be enough, but barely not. Mono got him, or Rascal got Mono rather.
Rascal on the other side. Sleep Dart going to come through to be a bit more forward protection.
More like Ever Snore now, am I right?
Good job.
Thanks, I really appreciate it. All right, Axel switching away from this Genji. We'll see what he goes with.
Kaiser already swapped off of the Winston too. The dive that they tried to get on top of Cafe was not effective, and now they've won the Zenyatta and the Reaper. They're concerned about Haksal on the Roadhog, but considering he's about to hit that hold hog, he's going to be able to zone that close range damage away from him as long as he's not taking a nap next to the limousine.
Well, where else would you take a nap?
Let's see if it's going to go through. I mean, the shield from Kaiser, they reverted to their original strategy instead of diving, just trying to hold the poke damage with the high ground like they did on their first push at A.
Still gets a Discord orb. Needs to be a little bit careful on number 3 now. And Runaway diving in now. They've got the Transcendence. Rascal sets up the Deadeye. Oh, gets hit with the Sleep Dart. Nice response. Graviton Surge comes in. Kongdoo Panthera fighting back here. They've been getting the kills actually in Evermore. And the rest of the team able to push back, and now we're down to just 10 seconds. That was the push that Runaway needed to make work, and it didn't.
Yeah, Quad dying too. He's got to use that attack visor now, but he just falls to Evermore.
Whoa!
Yep, that's it. They're not going to get there in time. Tac visor desperately used at the end, had no other choice. The hook and the burst from Evermore's Roadhog finish things off. Zarya ultimate at the end, crucial in that final defense. It's so hard. Again, they flipped late there. They changed their heroes up. They changed their strategy to what worked for them the first time they attacked point A on offense, to just try and hold that high ground with the Reinhardt shield and get a pick from the long-range damage from up top. But
it's a tall order now for Runaway to full hold Kongdoo Panthera after they got ran over so quickly in their first defensive round.
Haksal showing the Soldier, going onto the Roadhog himself.
Okay. Now Waka Waka could certainly play the Hanzo here. I think it is a good pick for attack on Hollywood. We've seen it many times. And if you have a Bishop damage boosting him too, that helps you make those crucial picks all the quicker.
Yeah, flipping around heroes right now. I do think it's going to be Pharah again. But
could be, yeah. I mean, Hanzo's just fine, but Waka Waka's put together some really good Pharah games.
I think they're so confident the way they played last time with the Pharah and the Winston, how fast they punished the top of Cafe positioning from Runaway.
Yep. Rascal's Genji was pretty awesome too, so looks like that's what they're going to go with. Waka on the Pharah and Rascal on the Genji.
Same thing, and Runaway, they're going to be playing this triple tank. I don't know if they will be able to burn through the Winston quite fast enough. If they're grouped up again, they can be really punished.
Oh,
nice
sleep dart onto Butchers. He slides off the roof there. Waka Waka, though, getting a lot of good shots onto the high ground. Has to back away, though. Yeah, after they lose Butcher, that's about it. Meanwhile, onto the high ground he goes, and actually, Waka Waka still poking. Oh, but there's the shot. That's the thing you got to watch out for. Zenyatta pretty good at taking down those Pharahs.
Well, I like the fact that you can peek over security like that, but he stayed up there for a really long time, and against a soldier and a Zenyatta, taking a bit of an excessive risk. And now, 2 minutes remaining for Kongdoo Panthera to try and push this one through. They're going to try the same attack again with the Winston.
Yeah, Quad just drops the biotic field, keeps everybody healed up, and that's that off-healing potential that Soldier 76 gets you as well.
Butcher got hit by the biotic grenade. He couldn't get healed, so ends up dying right off the bat.
Rascal starting to
he's
take
got
place
the
here on the Genji. Yeah, and he's got the Dragon Blade, you're right.
Waiting for the Zarya shield to go
There
down.
it is. All right, looking for the kill to Quad. He gets it. Oh, but Kaiser gets a kill right after that. Meanwhile, Waka Waka knocks Reinhardt off the roof, drops the barrage, and there goes the shield. They're going to do it, and Kongdoo Panthera may have Hollywood right here.
I think they do. Bishop, as long as he's not picked up, still has the res, so even if kills come through, Runaway should maintain a pretty significant advantage.
Yeah, Hoxall coming in on the Evermore. He's going to stay alive for just a moment. Gets pushed off again. Kongdoo Panthera gaining ground, and that's it. They will win Hollywood.
Wow, so up 2-0 now is Kongdoo Panthera. They're showing us a lot more than we saw in their previous matches.
Yeah.
And maybe the meta shift suiting them, because particularly Waka Waka has looked wonderful on the Pharah so far tonight.
Yeah, he really has. They have not been wasting their practice time since the last match, that's for sure. These guys are looking much, much better than the last time we saw them.
And that said, Runaway still struggling like they did yesterday, although they have made adaptations, right? They're not getting so hammered by the triple tank. They sat down yesterday and said, okay, we're going to start using the Zenyatta. We have more tools available to us now. We can run Zenyatta, Soldier, and Reaper on the new patch, and that will help us so we're not quite as dependent. They did run it all the way through to the final point and couldn't make it work when they were back on offense, get that point A one more time.
Yep. And so, that means we're going to go into a quick break, and when we come back, game number 3, we'll see if Kongdoo Panthera can close it out. Don't go anywhere, guys. Overwatch Apex will be back after this. Yeah, back up on the high ground there. Nope, denied.
He's doing a very good mirror impression right now, in fact.
Is.
Splitting up the enemy team, slowing their assault onto point A, and being out as annoying can be. Quad actually going to get behind onto the high ground, though. He snuck through.
Yeah, going after Bishop on this Ana. He's going to turn around. Going after Evermore now. Evermore does go down. Good start for Runaway here as they push towards the point.
Rascal going to find Soldier on the high ground, though. It has been 2-1 kills. Bishop will be the next to fall.
Whoa. Pascal pops up. There's the Dragon Blade. Can't quite make anything happen with it, though. Sound Barrier really helping Runaway out. Oxal's still building up his own Dragon Blade, but they won't need it for this point. The fact that he's so close is going to be very helpful in terms of taking point B.
Runner actually did pop that Sound Barrier late. Genji, Rascal's Dragon Blade had already been dealt with. No need to pile on, and they could have had that for a push right now instead. Mono going to get pulled out of the way, but here comes the Nano Blade.
Well, with the fight happening towards the door, Haxel may be thinking he can find an opportunity here in the back lines, but gets nobody with it. He's got to avoid getting grabbed here. Reflects the hook.
And that's one of those situations where the Nano Boost...
Oh, he doesn't!
The Nano Boost nerf really made a difference there. He couldn't get any resets, couldn't find any targets, and didn't have the movement speed to close the gap to take that fight efficiently.
Yeah, thought I saw the hook get reflected there, but it was not. I think that was just a melee, actually. Whoa. Close.
Waka Waka back onto the Pharah now. Rascal did move over to Tracer.
I mean, this is one of the best things you can do with Evermore. Just let him do his thing on Roadhog. This guy has a crazy high win rate on solo queue, and there's a good reason for that.
Runaway, they've got a lot of time, but they also have a tall order here. Quad dies on the outside.
Runner has that Zenyatta now. See what he can do with it. Zenyatta can build his ultimate pretty quickly still on this patch. I'm not talking about the bug, I mean just in general. Meanwhile, I guess we're going to get Runner's view as he turns around.
Oh. They're going to go for Pharah Mercy themselves, so another swap.
All right.
Runaway been a bit reckless. They want to take this long-range Pharah damage, and Rascal he actually gets taken out. He was way too far outside of the point on his own.
Yeah, here comes Evermore with the Nano Boost. He's using that whole hog as well. Who needs a speed boost, man? He can walk around just fine. It's been a while since Roadhog was super slow during the ultimate. Pulls Mono into his own Graviton Surge. Stays alive for the moment. Ryder gets a kill on the Mono. Mono, rather. Nobody wants to get Mono.
Nobody wants to get Mono, no.
Gets Mono! We're outside the gate now. Don't name yourself Mono either, by the way, guys.
Yeah, you gotta be careful who you kiss, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Whoa! If he plays Widowmaker, he could use the Widow's Kiss.
To give everybody Mono.
When I was a girl, I was afraid of spiders.
I love your Widowmaker accent.
It's really accurate, I think.
French people everywhere love you for that.
Now we know, the Widow's Kiss gives people mono. The more you know.
Butcher working on the high ground. Does have
oh boy, that's
rival
very
range.
yeah,
Nice
I was
initial
gonna say.
pick off.
Yeah, Runner is getting very low there. Butcher's not done quite yet. Butcher's job is never done. Backs away, he's only got 20 health. Ooh, Waka Waka pops the barrage, but gets hit with the sleep dart now. Oxal goes down, and Waka Waka soon to follow. Meanwhile, Quad, a little bit on his own here with this repress. Be careful, takes out Ryder as he decides to dive his Mercy, which is a brave move.
Kongdoo Panthera is getting caught too far forward on multiple occasions, and what that's doing is it's forcing them to dump ultimates that they shouldn't have to be using in this way, Noah. They've wasted quite a few right now. Their ultimate management hasn't been great. Now, Quad gonna find Winston hiding in a tiny little corner of his bubble, but can't make it back up as Rascal takes down a couple.
It's been kind of a grindy fight here on point B. Kongdoo Panthera have just kind of barely come out ahead of Runaway, I feel. But they're treading on thin ice here, man. They can't keep overextending like that and hope to hold point B.
Certainly. They have gone from having a substantial ult advantage to a disadvantage off of those overextensions, and they've had to use ultimates because somebody's been picked off, and they're trying to stabilize through popping a nano boost here, popping the whole hog at the same time just to keep the attack delayed from Runaway.
All right, they're coming in from the right side now. Quad does have that ultimate if he needs to use it. Might go in, no, doesn't get a chance. Waka Waka dropping the barrage. Or almost has a barrage. There you go. Has it now.
Well, yeah, that was actually huge by Waka Waka. They nano boosted him and had Mercy sticking to him with the damage amplification. So just dealing an immense amount of damage as everybody was stacked up into that choke. We'll have the barrage available for the next fight. Yeah, pretty quick charge up. And now I'm just doing a little bit of waiting. Oxal is going to swap off the Roadhog. He is. He's on the Tracer now, man. They've been all over the place with Hoxhal's hero pool, and it's not been great. They've been delaying so many ults as a result of this.
Well, trying a bunch of things and seeing what happens to work is probably the best thing to do in a competitive match. Butcher coming in from behind, has that Primal Rage. Quad with the nano boost, but he gets taken out. Butcher continues trying to find a kill on that Ana. Meanwhile, Waka Waka finally drops a barrage, gets 2, gets 3. This guy has been a hero on the Pharah all night long.
Absolutely. Again, the setup so good. Evermore able to hit the hook onto the Reaper right as the nano boost goes down. And Reaper can't find any targets. Evermore was on the high ground. We saw the Winston standing behind inside of his shield. They burned down just the nano boost so quickly there. And Hoxal didn't really have anything to work with.
Oh, Quad's on the McCree now.
Yeah, they're swapping again. Jeez.
Yeah.
Hoxal goes onto the Reaper. Quad onto the McCree.
1 minute. This is it. No more time for swaps. Mono does have the Graviton Surge. And will he find a chance to use it? Ryder needs to stay safe here. He's got the Resurrection.
Where is this going? Hoxal nearly dies, and they're all clumped up against this Pharah.
Right, well, Graviton Surge used. They need a bit more than that. They don't get any kills out of it. Resurrect comes through for Kongdoo Panthera now. Quad trying to avoid that Primal Raging Winston.
But with the Resurrect and the fact that they can't kill this Winston on the point, it's going to give so much time to Kongdoo Panthera. Nice shot from Quad, another one.
Oh boy, well, doing what it needs to do, but it's maybe doing it a little bit too late here. Has only about 15 seconds left. Nice hook, and losing him is a massive split spawn for Runaway. And I think it's pretty unlikely they're going to take this point now. Yeah, I mean, with a hook like that, Evermore grabs Hoxal, and that's going to be it. Butcher with the nano boost. Doesn't look like Runaway's going to get anywhere close point B. That's it. Kongdoo Panthera holds him to 1.
So only a full capture here, point A and B, necessary now for Kongdoo Panthera. And this is, again, hugely consequential for both of these teams. If Kongdoo Panthera takes point B, they will avoid heading into a promotion relegation match against scary, scary teams that are coming out of the challenger scene. Teams that we thought would be in this first season of Apex fell a little bit short, but yeah. Africa Red and LW Red have been ripping through challenger.
Well, we talked to Bishop on Kongdoo Panthera before the match, too, and he seemed pretty morose about their prospects today. He was like, well, yeah, we're just going to do our best. I don't think we're going to win. And I think, well, there you see him on your screen right now. Looks pretty happy now. That's much happier than we saw him before the match, but he was expecting things to go much, much worse.
Well, I think that even though they still have some overextension issues, you have to credit Rascal and Waka Waka stepping up in a big way today.
Yeah.
And they're keeping Evermore, who is that 2-trick Roadhog and Zarya, in his comfort zone yet again. But the versatility of the DPS players has been on display, and Waka Waka looks like this is the patch for him, man, with that Pharah.
No kidding. Quad over on the Soldier 76 now as Runaway gets set to defend Temple of Anubis. Oxal going with the Reaper here.
I fully expect to see the Pharah again. It has been effective. And Runner, I think, smart to go back onto the Zenyatta. So both teams getting what the heroes and the team compositions that have proved most efficient for them. They're ready for the Pharah. They're ready for the Roadhog if it comes out. It won't be Roadhog this time from Kongdoo Panthera, but it will be easy kills, presumably, on the Pharah from the Zenyatta and the Soldier.
Yeah. I like Runaway's dedication to running this on a Zenyatta combo. It's a pretty high damage support combo, which is cool to see. Waka Waka, of course, on that Pharah, poking away at the Reinhardt shield, gets a Discord Orb. That's another great thing about that Zenyatta. It's one way to handle the Pharah, but so far not so good for Runaway.
Yeah, Reaper almost dead. Has no Wraith Form right now, and that's going to be a death onto Hoxal. Had to burn the Wraith Form so early to start this engagement because of the Pharah rockets
Waka Waka going in. Oh, gets a little bit too close to
All
Kaiser,
right.
though. That was a bit silly.
He did use his E to move closer to Kaiser when he didn't have enough HP.
Rascal sneaking on the Shine. They're going to send the Winston up there at the same time. Gets slept, and he's going to pop back up again just in time to get killed by Mono. Meanwhile, Quad takes down Bishop in the back line, so Runaway holding for the moment. Yeah, and I think Kongdoo Panthera just looking a bit scattered still. They need to stick together a little bit more. You can't go chasing like Waka Waka did.
No, the target selection was horrible there. Like, the Reinhardt's already out of the fight. You don't need to go try and solo him.
Yeah.
You need to turn your focus back to your allies. Meanwhile, Shine already has nano boost up because he was able to deal so much healing thanks to the poor target selection that we saw from Kongdoo Panthera. But that says Butcher picks up Kaiser.
Haksal getting very low again, but he finally finds the kill on the Waka Waka. Meanwhile, Quad has a nano boost on that Soldier 76. He's going after Butcher now. Butcher just trying to occupy him, occupies him through the entire nano boost. And there's the Primal Rage. Quad just completely taken away. Oh, there's the ultimate. Can he get anything with it, though? Trying, but not quite. And that's the nano boost and the ultimate used by Runaway with no gain. They've got the sound barrier now as the Graviton Surge comes in, but Kongdoo Panthera looks like they're going to be able to claim point A.
Wow, that was a very impressive Winston play from Butcher. If you notice what he did, he jumped up just a little bit, so he kept getting Tesla gun damage down, but was still protected by actually the top side of his dome shield. And he just waited out that nano boost, and then the Graviton was there on the bottom level to bottle up Quad while he had his tack visor, and Mirage is here. What can Waka do?
Well, he's going to get a kill on the Quad, man. Waka Waka's been so accurate with those rockets, and there's the barrage. Forget accuracy, man. Just fire a million of them at him. Gets that boost up again. Kaiser very low, going to take him out. Kongdoo Panthera on the verge of securing themselves not only a win here, but a spot in the next season, and they are so close. Mono on the Desperation Diva comes in. They're going to use the Sombra as well. Shine actually swapping over that. I don't know what the deal is there. Lack of confidence, or maybe overconfidence in it. Not going to work out. Sombra does go down. Kongdoo Panthera so close. Haksal, though, gets 3 with the Death Blossom. There's the big res from Bishop, though. And Kongdoo Panthera, are they on the home stretch? Looks like they may be, and that's it. Kongdoo Panthera, they get the 2 points. They stay alive in the tournament, or stay in the next season of the tournament anyway, and get a win. That's got to feel good.
That was a hugely improved performance from this Kongdoo Panthera team that, in spite of the quality, in spite of the caliber of their players, was struggling mightily.
Yeah.
And now they show up with a convincing 3-0. They dig themselves out of 4th place, and they send Runaway into possibly the Challenger season, depending on how they can perform in that promotion relegation series.
Well, what a great series for Kongdoo Panthera, actually, and what a heartbreaker for Runaway. After showing so much promise, after having such a fan following for Haksal's Genji, kind of a lackluster end to their season.
Yeah, didn't look great from them. They didn't have enough carry power besides Haksal, and once teams got some time to think about them, deal with the Genji play, they didn't have much else to offer, and they were pretty scattered today. You see Haksal there, probably bummed out, but they were all over the map. They were swapping constantly, and those swaps, with the increase to old timers, they have to be so much more deliberate now on this patch. You can't freewheel your way and try and just get those ults up, because you're going to have to wait 25% longer, and you really need to plan in advance.
Yeah.
And that's what this patch rewards. Better planning, better use of ultimates, better use of hero swaps.
You know, we did talk too about the mechanical skill of the individual player being very important on this patch, and Kongdoo Panthera, a team that's got a lot of advantages in that one. And which barrage is it?
Yeah, which one?
Well, maybe not even a barrage.
No, it was the nano boost. This was so disgusting. I mean, look at the Tesla cannon damage coming in from the top, positioning so good. And nobody there to shoot the far out of the sky. And with the damage reduction, it is hard to get her during the nano boost.
Yeah. And that's it for the group stages. No tiebreakers needed.
But stick around, because we are doing our group drawing.
That's
so
right.
we are going to see how these brackets are going to be laid out. Each first place team will be selecting their opponent. And by selecting, I mean not randomly, I mean actually choosing who they're going to play against. So it should be really fun, guys. We'll get to hear from the players about why they make those selections. Of course, all the Korean and Western team captains are here in the studio tonight.
Yep.
And they are ready to put on the bracket selection show in just a few minutes.
Well, it's a good thing to be first place in your group in this tournament, that's for sure.
Absolutely is.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited about Kongdoo Panthera going forward. Looking forward to watching some more of their matches. I mean, obviously they have issues with some overextension, but they've got a lot to build on. Perhaps probably some of the most potential we see in any team yet.
Yeah, and they're going to go play internationally soon, too. They are
That's right.
going to London to compete against some of the Western teams, which is also going to be very exciting.
Yeah. We'll see how they do. Let's take a look at some highlights from that match. Mono had some pretty good plays on Zarya.
Yeah, fun to finally see Ilios, too. It was disabled for a while due to some possible bugs with map loading, which, of course, we would have had to restart the map, and that's not cool. So it's like those issues have been resolved alongside the Genji bug. So everything going well today in terms of bug resolution.
Bugs have been squashed.
Thoroughly crushed.
That's right.
Patch.
A lot of Soldier 76 today.
That is a great
that
play.
is a great one, yeah. That's a fun one. Yeah, a lot of Soldier 76. We were expecting to kind of see that. Not as much Diva as I was expecting we would see, but maybe we'll see her worked into comps a little bit more as the teams get more used to the new patch.
I was impressed with Biro in the little bit that we saw, though.
Yeah, it's got a lot of potential. She's so durable now. She can chase people down so much easier. And Rascal, I gotta say, you know, out of the two Genjis we saw today, Rascal's the one that really caught my eye.
Well, he also had just had so much more support. I mean, when you have Waka Waka playing that well on Farah, he does demand a certain amount of attention, and that opens up room for you to sneak into those back lines.
That is one of the big differences between the two teams, is that on Runaway, everybody gets to focus on Hawksaw, right? I mean, there's no other big threat, but on Kongdoo Panthera, yeah, you've got Waka Waka on that Farah, and that kind of enables Rascal to move around unimpeded because people just aren't watching for him as closely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See if how Hawksall's going to be doing, if he's going to stick on this Runaway team, or maybe, whoops, trying to do, that's a nice,
okay, got it.
nice fire strike there on Farah.
And in the end, Waka Waka with just another great car ultimate. It's capped in the head by Quad, but
I
hey,
mean, that's pretty sick to go from afar into a flashbang on the Tracer and hit those two headshots. That's a nice flick play right there, but didn't help. Evermore ends his cowboy life all the same.
He rode off into that sunset.
Into the eternal
Last
sunset.
time. That's right. It's sundown. That's what the Grease and Korea say.
Yeah, they don't say it's high noon, they say it's sundown.
Yeah, I mean, high noon is kind of like a U.S. history
Really?
contextual kind of thing.
I wonder if cowboys are a U.S. contextual history kind of thing, too.
I think they probably are, yeah.
So, I don't know why they changed it.